In this video, I'm going to show you how to clean a pellet stove like this. This is a Harman 52i insert. This video should work for other brands and other models. It may vary a little bit, but the process should be pretty similar. I am going to be using a variety of tools, but I think the most important for something like this is either an ash vac or a shop vac with a fine filter, because you need a place for all of this ash to go while you're cleaning it. So let's check it out and get started. So I'm going to open this up, and as you can see, I have a piece of cardboard right here because this tends to get a little messy, especially if your pellet stove is as dirty as mine. So this isn't something you have to do every single time you use the pellet stove. I would suggest to do this after burning maybe a ton of pellets, or at least right at the end of the season. So there's a bunch of components in here that can come out and be cleaned, but before I take those out, I'm gonna get all of the loose ash that I can see. I'm gonna suck it all up with the ash vacuum, including like ash right here you have on the door. And the only thing I'm not gonna do or worry about is the stuff that is in the ash pan. We'll take care of that afterwards. And as another note, don't do this when the pellet stove is hot, obviously, and don't even do this when the ash is hot. Wait for everything to cool down before you clean it. I'm gonna put my little attachment on here, this brush, get as much as I can. It's already doing a good job getting all that off of there. Here. So I'm going to leave the ash pan here, and the only reason is, for now, as I'm removing this stuff, some ash might fall, so I'd rather it end up in the ash pan than have to clean it again. But we can start removing this stuff. I'm going to start with this medallion here. I'm just going to take it like this and lift up, and then it's going to come out towards you. See all that ash that just fell on me? And then you pull it out like this. Those fall. So put that off to the side. Now I'm going to take the flame guide out right here. Just sits on top of the burn pot. And then these two panels, you lift up on them and kind of wiggle them out. So up like this. And out. And this side, up, and out. At this point, I'm going to clean this whole back wall and up here and on the sides and work my way down. I'm going to use my brush with my vacuum, and also I can use a little brush like this to get in these hard to reach places to get all this ash. As you can see, you want to get all that out of there. Here. So this is the burn pot, and on the bottom here there is a cover that I'm going to remove. There's just two wing nuts, or wing bolts, I guess they're more like. I'm just going to loosen them. You don't have to take them all the way out. And then you can pull this up, and you'll see a bunch of ash fall out of there. This is the cover, and then I'm going to take the cover and give this some solid taps to help clear any ash out of there. Don't worry about breaking anything, it's very solid. So on the burn pot here, you can see all these little holes. These should be cleaned out with something like an Allen wrench. An Allen wrench works good because once you get down here, you can get that angle and get in there. But before I do that, I'm going to scrape it. I'm going to use a 5-in-1 because some of the holes on the top might be clogged up. So all this stuff right here is carbon buildup, and if I actually take a flashlight and shine it right down the side here, you can see right there, that is all carbon buildup. So really want to scrape this entire pot, including on top of these holes, on the sides. You can use a flathead screwdriver, especially when you get down here in these corners. whatever you can to get this out of here. I'm going to scrape it, suck it all up, and then scrape it some more and make sure it's all clear. And then I can clear these holes out as well. Tends to be real caked on the bottom here. Again, don't worry about hurting anything. And just when you think you got it all, take a second look after you vacuum it out, because you probably didn't. So keep scraping, keep vacuuming. So this is probably going to be the most difficult part, or I guess the most work, but try and get all of that out of there. That looks a lot better. But if you side light this now, it's a good way to tell if you got it all. Like right here, there's still some. And once you think you got that pretty good, then you can try and get all these holes cleaned out. Some on the back here, you can see some stuff dropping. Tap that again. Now I can take the ash pan out and just lift up like this. It comes out, and just dispose of this properly. And now we can clean all this out. So under the burn pot, where we took off that cover, it's really tricky to see and to get to right in there. I want to try and get all that out of there. And I have a retrofitted attachment for my vacuum that I think I can get right in here with. So let's give it a shot. Now back here, this lever, you're going to pull this like that. And then this cover will come down and out like this. And then you gain access to the fan here, and you can just very carefully clean that up with a paintbrush and a vacuum. Come back in here a little bit. One more thing, there's a clip right here. I'm gonna pull that up, and then this right here actually come all the way out. We'll slide it to the right and lift it out. And that's the last piece. And you can just clean up all that. And on the bottom, you can clean up all that. So now we just put all those parts back in, just the opposite way. And as I do it, I'm just gonna vacuum them, get all the ash and nastiness off of them. This gasket goes down. Slide it in like this. On the left side, just want to slide it in behind this bolt and washer, and then push it tight on the other side. Pull that clip down. Now for this cover, you're going to have to hold this lever as you put it in. Drop it down here first, make sure it's lined up, and drop that lever down. You can put the emptied ash pan back in. Put this cover back on. These just hook on to those bolts, kind of like that. Tighten it, make sure it's sealed. Just hand tight. Do not use a wrench. Put the flame guide back. Right on the top like that. Now we're going to put these back in, and this right here, the back side of this is going to be up against this ledge from the front, and then you're going to want to try and sit it evenly in the bottom. Once you get it, you should feel it, basically. And this goes down right here, so you can feed it down first like this, in front of the burn pot, until we get enough to clear the opening, like that, and then lift it up and in. It's going to sit just like that, so that when you put this medallion piece in, it pulls it back and sits against that ledge over there. Now we can put our medallion, this compass thing, back in, north facing up, preferably. Push these plates back at the same time. Go up against those, and then down, so it sits right in top of the flame guard. Now to clean this glass, you can use a pellet stove or a wood stove cleaner, but if this soot is really stuck on here, a little tip, just get a little bit of water, get a little bit of soot, and this will actually come right out. That's the best way to clean it if it's really caked on there. Otherwise, you can use a non-ammonia based cleaner, because ammonia could potentially stain the glass. This glass isn't too bad. So I'm a little dirty, but the pellet stove is clean. And if you had a dirty pellet stove, hopefully this video helped you clean yours. Whether it's a Harman or a different brand, let me know in the comments below if it worked for you. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.